Something strange is happening in Britain. People are leaving, saying cheerio to the old country. Ordinary folks, families, young professionals, even pensioners, all looking for something better. So let's delve into this phenomenon, shall we? Let's try to understand why in 2025 so many Brits are saying ta-ra to their tea and crumpets and venturing out into the unknown. The number of people leaving the UK has been steadily climbing for years, but 2025 has seen a dramatic spike. Young people, skilled workers, and families are packing their bags in droves. The impact of this exodus is being felt across the board, from businesses struggling to fill vacancies to a shrinking tax base. It's a story of loss, of opportunity, and ultimately, of the enduring human spirit in search of a better life. Let's be honest, it's bloody expensive to live in Britain these days. Rent? A one-bedroom flat in London will set you back more than a night at the Ritz. Energy bills are through the roof, petrol prices are enough to make you want to walk everywhere. Is it any wonder then that people are looking elsewhere? While Britain's grappling with rising costs, other countries are beckoning with open arms. Portugal, Spain, Italy, Greece. The allure of southern Europe is proving irresistible. Many are drawn to these countries for job opportunities and a better lifestyle. Canada, Australia, and New Zealand also offer a sense of adventure and opportunity. This mass exodus isn't just about people chasing sunshine and cheaper pints, it's a brain drain, a hemorrhaging of talent that's leaving Britain's economy reeling. The NHS is struggling to recruit and retain staff, and businesses across all sectors are feeling the pinch. The question is, can Britain withstand this mass departure of its brightest and best? This exodus is about hope, or rather, the lack of it. The dream of owning a home now feels like a distant fantasy. The economic realities of modern Britain are forcing people to make tough choices. Britain, once a land of opportunity, now feels like a place where dreams go to die. For many folks, it's about quality of life. The British education system and the NHS are struggling. People see other countries with well-funded schools and efficient healthcare systems and think, why am I putting up with this? They're looking for a place where they feel safe, where their children can thrive, and where they can live a fulfilling life without breaking the bank. Emigrating is a big decision, a life-altering one. There's a lot to consider: visas, language barriers, cultural differences. The grass isn't always greener on the other side. But for many Brits, it's a gamble they're willing to take. We can't talk about this mass exodus without mentioning Brexit. The free movement of people is a thing of the past. Some argue that Brexit has created a climate of uncertainty. It's a reminder that political decisions have real-world consequences. Hand in hand with Brexit comes the issue of immigration. The government has tightened the screws on who can and can't come to Britain. This climate of uncertainty and fear is enough to make even the most resilient soul question their place in British society. For some, leaving Britain is about feeling valued, respected, and secure. Beyond the economic anxieties and the post-Brexit blues, there's a deeper malaise afflicting Britain, a sense of disillusionment with the status quo. The political landscape, once a source of lively debate, now feels like a broken record, stuck on repeat, churning out the same tired tunes of division and dysfunction. The two-party system, once a model of stability, seems to have lost its way, mired in infighting and petty squabbles. Trust in politicians is at an all-time low, and the public is increasingly disengaged from the political process. This erosion of trust extends beyond Westminster, permeating other institutions that were once pillars of British society. The media, once revered for its integrity, is now often accused of bias, sensationalism, and outright fakery. This widespread disillusionment, this feeling that the system is rigged against the ordinary person, is a powerful motivator. It's enough to make people question the very fabric of British society, to wonder if the dream of a fair and equitable society is nothing more than a faded relic of a bygone era. For some, leaving Britain isn't just about seeking a better life. It's about escaping a system they no longer believe in, a system that seems increasingly indifferent to their hopes and aspirations. It's a sad indictment of our times that so many feel compelled to leave their homeland in search of a fairer, more just society, a society where their voices are heard and their contributions are valued. But perhaps, just perhaps, this exodus is a wake-up call, a sign that things need to change, that Britain needs to rediscover its sense of purpose, its sense of community, its sense of hope. The price of departure echoes in an emptier house. Leaving is a wrench, isn't it? Like tearing a page from a well-loved book. Sure, the new chapters might be exciting, full of promise and exotic locales, but there's a pang of sadness for the stories left behind. Those who leave, those brave souls venturing out, they carry Britain with them. It's in their accents, their humor, their love of a good cuppa, even if it's brewed in a foreign kettle. They might swap fish and chips for tapas or bratwurst, but those Sunday roasts, those rainy bank holiday weekends, they'll linger in the back of their minds, a bittersweet reminder of home. And what of the families left behind? The grandparents waving through tear-filled eyes at Heathrow, the empty chairs at Christmas dinner, the silence where laughter and bickering once filled the air. Technology helps, of course. Video calls, instant messages, they bridge the miles, but they can't replace a hug, a shared joke, the comfort of knowing loved ones are just a stone's throw away. For those who leave, there's the constant tug-of-war between embracing their new lives and holding on to the threads of the old. Will their children grow up knowing the EastEnders theme tune, understanding the offside rule, or will they become strangers in a familiar land, their Britishness a diluted echo of their parents' generation? The price of departure is a complex equation, a balancing act between hope and heartache, ambition and belonging. Those left behind navigating a shifting landscape. And what of those who stay? Those who weather the storm, who stick it out through thick and thin, clinging to the familiar shores of home. They face their own set of challenges, don't they? The job market, once teeming with competition, now feels eerily quiet in some sectors. The NHS, bless its soul, is creaking under the strain, staff shortages biting harder than a North Sea wind. Schools, once bursting at the seams, now have empty desks, a stark reminder of the shrinking population in some areas. The fabric of communities is changing. The rhythms of daily life disrupted. The local pub, once a hub of gossip and good cheer, might stand silent, its regulars having upped sticks for sunnier climes. But amidst the challenges, there are glimmers of opportunity. Businesses, forced to adapt or die, are innovating, finding new ways to thrive in a changing world. The skills shortage, while a headache for some, presents a chance for others to step up, to fill the gaps, to demand better pay and conditions. And perhaps, just perhaps, this exodus will force a national conversation. A long overdue reckoning with the issues that have driven so many away. The housing crisis, the cost of living squeeze, the disillusionment with the political class. These are challenges that demand bold solutions, a willingness to rethink the way things are done. The future of Britain, like the tide, is always in flux. It remains to be seen whether this period of upheaval will lead to a stronger, fairer, more prosperous nation, or whether the echoes of departure will continue to reverberate for generations to come. Britain, at a crossroads, a fork in the teacup. We've journeyed far, haven't we, through crowded airports and echoing streets, past bustling foreign markets and quiet British pubs. We've heard tales of hope and hardship, of ambition and belonging, of dreams sought and dreams deferred. Britain in 2025 stands at a crossroads, a steaming cuppa in hand, contemplating the path ahead. The exodus, this steady flow of souls seeking greener pastures, is more than just a statistic. It's a symptom, a sign of the times, a reflection of the anxieties and aspirations of a nation grappling with its identity in an ever-changing world. The economic realities are undeniable. The cost of living squeeze, the housing crisis, the widening gap between aspiration and opportunity. These are not just numbers on a spreadsheet, they are the lived experiences of millions, the daily grind that erodes hope and fuels the desire for a fresh start. And then there's the political landscape still reeling from the aftershocks of Brexit, the endless debates about immigration, the sense of disillusionment with a system that many feel no longer serves them. It's easy to despair, to see this exodus as a sign of decline, a slow unraveling of the fabric of British society. But perhaps, just perhaps, it's also a catalyst for change, a wake-up call that jolts the nation out of its complacency. After all, it's in times of upheaval that societies are forced to confront their deepest flaws, to reassess their values, to reimagine their future. The challenges are real, but so too are the opportunities. Britain has always been a nation of innovators, of survivors, of people who, when faced with adversity, roll up their sleeves and get on with it. And in this new landscape, shaped by both the departures and those who remain, there's a chance to build something new, something better, something that reflects the hopes and aspirations of all who call this island home. A time for tea and reflection, brewing a brighter future. What then is the way forward? There are no easy answers, no quick fixes for the complex issues facing Britain. But perhaps the first step lies in listening, in truly hearing the voices of those who are leaving and those who are staying. Understanding their hopes and fears, their dreams and frustrations, is essential to charting a course that benefits everyone. Addressing the cost of living crisis, investing in public services, creating a fairer and more equitable society, these are not just political slogans, they are the building blocks of a brighter future. A future where young people can afford to dream of owning a home, where families feel supported, where everyone has the opportunity to reach their full potential. This exodus, this great British adventure, is a story still being written. It's a story of loss, yes, but also of resilience, of adaptation, of the enduring human spirit in search of a better tomorrow. And while the final chapter has yet to be written, one thing is certain. Britain's future will be shaped not by those who left, nor solely by those who stayed, but by the collective will to learn, to adapt, and to build a society that truly works for everyone. So let the tea steep a little longer, let the conversation flow, let the ideas brew. Because in the face of uncertainty, there's one thing that remains constant: the indomitable spirit of the British people, their ability to come together, to overcome challenges, and to create a future filled with hope, opportunity, and a good cuppa for all. Cheers to that, eh? The UK exodus in 2025, surprising or expected? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you enjoyed this trend breakdown, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our Our.Daily.Trends, and tap the bell so you're always in the loop on what's shaping our world. Thanks for watching. And remember, the trend is your friend. Stay informed. See you in the next one.